Hello everyone, this is Tiffany here, back with another video for you. So today I want to talk about things that are sabotaging your weight loss efforts. Trust me, I know how frustrating that can be, so let's get into it. When it comes to losing weight, I have been up and down many times. Gained weight, lost weight. So many times I've lost track. Since my early military days, when I actually weighed in 1 pound overweight. This was early back in 2000. And ever since then, I had been on a roller coaster of losing weight, being on some sort of diet, having success, losing weight, gaining the weight back, getting off the diet. So many times, so many cycles. I've been on so many different diets. I have gone on crash diets just so I could lose weight quickly to make weight when we had to weigh in the Army. So I've pretty much done it all. And to be honest with you, I had no problem with the extra curves that gaining weight brought with it, right? The problem was with the extra tummy that came along with that. When it started to get to the point where the top of my underwear were starting to roll down, and when my jeans started to rub in the middle in between the thighs to the point of thinning so much to the point of me getting holes, that's when it becomes a problem. And I know some of you ladies out there know what I'm talking about. At my heaviest, I felt like I could look at a cookie and gain weight, okay? And I actually read an article once, and I don't remember where I saw it, but it backed this theory up. So I said all of that to say that I know the struggle, I know where some of you are, and I have been there. Let me talk about some things that can help you on your journey and help you to actually make some progress, because that is the point, right? It gets very frustrating going in the same circles, gaining and losing the same 5, 10, 15, even 20 pounds over and over again. And then sometimes when you gain it back, you end up gaining even more than what you started with. That has to be one of the most frustrating things when it comes to losing weight. And I understand. So starting with the first thing, juice, okay? Now, as healthy as the juice may be, even if you make the juice yourself, even with fresh juice, store-bought juice, whatever the case may be, and please, if you're gonna get store-bought juice, at least get 100% juice. That way you are not getting a whole bunch of food additive and colors and whatever else kind of stuff that they try to put in them. With the juice, pretty much you're dealing with extra added unnecessary calories, honestly, sugar and no fiber, right? So even when we juice things, it takes out all the fiber from the veggies and the fruit, right? Same goes for store-bought juice. There's just no fiber in it, right? We're just dealing with extra calories and sugar. If you can, steer clear of the juice, or at least at the very least, minimize it as much as possible. Try to just drink good old-fashioned water, because that is going to be the best thing for you to drink. This one may be a surprise for some of you, because I know that we always see peanut butter being, advertised in every health bar, meal bar. Things are made with peanut butter in it. And nuts, of course, are a healthy snack, right? That we have heard, right? But here's the thing. They are high in fat, okay? Very high in fat. Nuts, nut butters, avocados, guacamole, very high fat things, even if they are technically veggies or fruit, whatever you consider an avocado, it is still a high fat food. Fat has 9 calories per gram. So when it comes to trying to lose weight, it adds up very quickly. It's a big deal and it matters. Okay, so here is the next one. I know that everyone is probably going to be upset with me for, but do not shoot the messenger, okay? When you are dealing with oils, okay, even if it's extra virgin olive oil and made cold pressed in the healthiest of the healthy, it is still oil, which is nothing but fat, okay? And again, fat is 9 calories per gram. So the fat adds up very quickly. And what do we tend to do? I mean, we don't just maybe put a little bit and that'll be it for the day. We might pour it on our salads. I know I used to pour it on my salads. I pour it in the frying pan, to coat the bottom of the pan. More than likely, you are using too much of it. Trust me, I know I definitely was, and getting nowhere with my weight loss. Here's the very sneaky thing about oils is that they can be found in just about any and every processed foods. Whether it's sunflower oil, canola oil, vegetables oils, all types of oils, coconut oils can be found in just about every processed food that we have. So it's really hard to get away from. You can also find it in things like hummus and refried beans. Of course, things like French fries, you're cooking it in oil, right? Chips, which is something I absolutely love. I love chips. And of course, they are fried in oil, right? So it's hard to get away from, especially if you're eating a lot of processed foods. Okay, so for this one, we are dealing with sweeteners, and these are some of my favorites, okay? Whether you like honey, maple syrup, these sweeteners are more, I guess people would consider them more natural, right? They come from the tree or bees or whatever it is. And then you have some of your other artificial sweeteners. The problem with these is everyone's definition of moderation is a different definition. And I've noticed even with the so-called healthiest, sweetener substitutes, sugar replacements, they still make me crave sugary foods, so maybe it doesn't do that for you, but it definitely does for me. Some natural sweeteners that you can use to sweeten things up are some whole food choices, are dates that you can put into things. You also have bananas, and you also have raisins, and those are natural ways to sweeten things up so that you don't have to rely on the more concentrated version of sweeteners. Not to say I don't use these. Obviously I do. They're in my household. I do. But again, moderation is very much key. And if you don't trust yourself, then try to stick with the more natural ways of sweetening things up, or even use both, while you're transitioning, if you're so used to sugary things, use these things in your foods, and then you're able to use less of these. Okay, so this one might be an more obvious thing, maybe for some people, maybe not, but steer clear of white breads, white pastas, white flour products, period. Okay, we want to stick more with whole grain breads or whole wheat, your pastas and your rice and your bagels, whatever it is. Stick with more whole grain, whole wheat items instead of your white flour. And try to get pastas that are made with things like brown rice or quinoa or something to that effect, or corn even. Things like tortillas, you also have whole wheat versions as well as corn tortillas that you can buy instead of the white flour ones. Okay, and last but not least, processed foods. And I know I've kind of already mentioned this, but it is worth mentioning again. I can eat processed foods with the best of them, okay? Crackers and pretzels and these things that, even the low-fat things that we think are healthy, graham crackers, stuff like that. But it is always better when you are trying to lose weight to stick with the more whole foods, or at least lightly processed as possible, such as brown rice and oats, beans, such as lentils, black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, butter beans, whole grains such as oats and quinoa, corn, potatoes, white or sweet, it doesn't matter, just without butter, sour cream, stuff like that. Just focusing on whole foods. I know you hear me say it a lot, and I know that it sucks and you get tired of hearing it, but fruits and veggies are going to always be a better option, your best option when you are trying to lose weight. That's the biggest key. When you are trying to lose weight, you want to stick with the whole food as much as possible. An example, banana, okay, over banana wafers, all right? We want the whole food as much as possible versus the processed food. Why? Because it has the fiber. The whole food has the fiber, and fiber is key when we are trying to lose weight. And of course, when you're dealing with fruits and veggies, they are low in calories, high in nutrients, they are low in fats, and high in fiber. So they are going to be absolutely invaluable when it comes to weight loss. I pray that you have been empowered, inspired, and encouraged on your journey. If you have any questions for me or any suggestions or anything, please leave me a comment, let me know. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you got anything out of it, please, as I always say, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.